All right.
All right.
The
Bowl season's here.
The playoff that is the college football regular season is over. By the way, I don't think I want to punch anyone any more than when someone says the entire season's a big playoff.
Can we not talk about that?
The regular season's a
Let's
regular
just talk
season.
about the bowls. That's a whole other segment.
Don't get me
That's like
angry.
4 segments worth right there.
All right. So, anyways, the finals of the championship playoff is going to be Oregon against Auburn in the BCS National Championship game.
You don't have a problem with
As
that,
expected. I don't have a problem with the fact that it's Auburn and Oregon.
Okay.
I mean, it's 2 undefeated teams.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't ask for any more than that.
Okay.
The problem is there's a
Another
third undefeated team out there
Yeah.
that probably doesn't think that's very fair.
No, I agree. I understand.
But, anyways, us bitching about it's not going to change anything.
No.
So
You know me, the BCS. the BCS supporter over here.
The BCS knows how I feel about them. All right?
Have you written them letters?
I've not written them a letter.
Oh. Okay.
They can just, it's like, they can feel it. It's not necessary.
Fair enough.
But, all right, let's get to it. Oregon and Auburn. The over-under is 74, just so we can get that out of the way right off the bat.
Yeah.
Obviously, 2 high-powered offenses.
Yeah, in case you haven't watched any of these teams play on offense this year, they can score points, and they can do it very impressively. Oregon especially.
Oh my God.
Oregon especially. I know Cam Newton and Auburn, and Cam Newton, I'm not going to take anything away from him because the guy can run the ball, he can throw the ball, he can do anything you ask him to do. He's the complete package when it comes to a quarterback. But the way Oregon does it, and just they play team ball, they're so fast on both sides of the ball. It's unreal how fast they are. It's every person on their team is just...
It's systematic. It's like, it's a way you can't... you just don't even know what to do. You're overwhelmed.
It's just a well-oiled machine
Yes.
coming at you for 4 quarters, and they don't give up. They have the best running back in the nation this year with James, and their quarterback play has been great, and they can just put up points on you so quick. It's a matter if Auburn's defense can stop that, and if Oregon's defense can stop, which I think this is going to be a scoring game. It's going to be. I think it's going to be
a matter of what team's going to get a big. It's going to turn on like a big play, like a kickoff return for a touchdown, or interception for a touchdown, or fumble for a touchdown.
It's definitely going to
defense
turnovers.
Can make turnovers happen because you're not going to stop these guys from moving up and down the field. It's a matter of getting turnovers.
Right.
I think you got to play aggressive defense, take risks. You're going to give up big plays. You're going to give up big plays, especially Auburn. Oregon's going to get big plays. Auburn, Cam Newton, the Auburn will pound you, and they'll get their big plays too. But Oregon's just a big play machine.
Yeah. The thing that intrigues me most about this game is Oregon pushed to the brink by UCLA, and that's really the only challenge that they've had all year. I think they pretty much had most games in the bag come the fourth quarter. Auburn has been pushed to the brink the first half against Clemson, all the way to the end against Clemson. Georgia pushed them as far as they can go. Alabama. They play in the SEC, so you're
not going to roll for the SEC.
No. But the fact that Auburn has come back and from some of these... Arkansas, they've come back from couple touchdowns down. And
Alabama.
The first half of some of these games, Auburn looked awful. And they come out of the locker room, and it's a totally different team. They have great composure as a team, and that is... It's really impressive to see on the college level because you don't see that. You see some teams going, and then it's just the same thing. They can turn it around instantly like
Gene
that.
Chizik said it at the award show last night that it's all about, an overlooked factor here is Cam Newton's leadership. And he's definitely...
you can say what you want about his off-field stuff, and you've got a lot of controversy. You can't argue what he's done on the field. You can't. Because the composure he's shown, he's won when he's had people talking about him. He's won when he's, he's won the entire year, and he's put up big numbers every game, period. And you can't argue with it.
So who are you going with?
I'm going with Auburn.
You are?
I'm going with Auburn, man.
I got to show the respect to Chip Kelly and go with UNH.
I got to say, though,
it's a very tough call.
I'm going with Auburn to win the game, but I'm rooting for Oregon to win the game. I'm rooting for Oregon. I like Oregon. I like Chip Kelly. I like Auburn. I love the Auburn fans. They have a lot of class when we beat them a couple years ago. I've heard a lot of stories about Auburn actually being nice about it. So I have respect on a different level for Auburn, but Oregon, I want Oregon to win. So if Oregon won and proved me wrong, I'd be fine.
I'm going for Oregon to win the FBS, and we're going for UNH in the FCS. That would be a pretty sweet end to the season right there. I'm not gonna lie.
And yeah, I mean,
let's see. All right, I think we got to move on to the next game now.
Next bowl.
Which we're going to talk about the team that's blocked out of the national championship game. Again, TCU. What does it take? Remember the days when BYU used to be Notre Dame used to go to national championship games out of a conference, and now all these deals, it's just shady. College football, you're shady.
It's all about the money.
Yeah.
So, I'm glad TCU is going to a.
By the way, did you see the story that Nevada cost itself $1 million by beating Boise State?
Good.
Because they knocked Boise State. No, Nevada cost itself $1 million.
I don't care.
That's
who cares? You know how much farther that their winning beat Boise State goes for?
No, I know, but it just shows how ludicrous college football is.
Oh yeah. It's all about the money of college football.
Set up.
Well, I'm not even talking about.
All right, let's get to the Rose Bowl. Wisconsin and TCU.
Wisconsin can put up points. They've scored over 70 points.
You know what they're going to do.
They're going to run down your throat.
The unstoppable force and the immovable object here is what the story of this game is.
And TCU,
Wisconsin's running game and TCU's defense.
And TCU's defense has been amazing the entire year, every game. It's been amazing.
It's unbelievable.
They've played. I know you can. I'm going to throw the conferences they play in out for a second. But the TCU, when they've had to step up, they played a Utah team, which can score some points. I know they got beat by Notre Dame, but how many points did TCU or Utah score against TCU? 7-0? I don't even know. It was not a lot. It was almost a shutout. And at one point in the year, up until the first 3-4 conference games of the year, their defense had allowed 3 points in 4 games. I don't care who you're playing and what conference you're in. That's impressive. That's a sign of a good team, and they passed the eye test to me. TCU can play ball. I'm going with Wisconsin in this game because I think, saying that about TCU's defense, Wisconsin's going to be able to wear down TCU to a point, and I think Wisconsin has a good enough defense to hold Dalton and company on TCU's offensive side of the ball in check enough for their running game. Because I think the running game is going to keep their offense off the field to begin with, but I think their defense can hold them in check enough. And I think Wisconsin takes this game. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a hard-fought game. It's going to be a close game. But I've got Wisconsin winning.
Number 3 against number 5. Yeah, TCU went to stretch where they allowed, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games allowing more than 7 points. 6 games in a row, including 2 shutouts.
Yeah.
All in their conference. Number 5 in the nation at the time, Utah, just bombed them 47-7 on the road. That San Diego State was a tough one. They got by that, and
they got behind early in that game.
You're allowed one tough game. Even if you're playing in the subpar league, I think you're allowed one tough game. But you're right about the eye test. TCU, they pass it.
Yeah,
and I think the difference in the game is going to be Andy Dalton.
That's
why I'm going with TCU, because I think he's going to be able to make plays, and he's an absolute winner.
He makes the throws.
I just don't see him letting TCU lose.
No. Well, in that San Diego State game when they were down 16-0, instantly before halftime led them to 4 straight. It was just boom, 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 and it was just he took the game over, and it was this isn't going to happen anymore, and they won the game. And he's extremely impressive as a quarterback, and I like him. I do like him a lot as a quarterback. He just wins.
That's gonna be one of the those two might be the 2 best bowl matchups right there.
The TCU Wisconsin game I think is going to be a better.
That's a must watch.
That's the one I'm watching over. If I had to pick one, it would be that game.
I'm still picking. Obviously, I still want to watch the national championship game, but
Wisconsin
principles. I'm so anti-BCS that I want to just not watch any of the games on principle, but I'm going to.
Yeah, you got to.
All right, well, that's the Rose Bowl and the national championship game. So I think I said TCU and
I said Wisconsin. We're split.
I said TCU and Oregon, and he's got Wisconsin
and Auburn.
Tell him the Bowl Mania Challenge is going to get interesting. Yeah, we got to plug that. Everyone needs to get in there. I'll plug it again before we're done.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
About 7 times.
Yeah.